Fontainebleau State Park is located on the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain, Louisiana. The crumbling brick ruins of a sugar mill built in 1829 by Bernard de Marigny de Mandeville, founder of the nearby town of Mandeville, suggest an interesting history for this site, and indeed there is. The wealthy Marigny developed this area across from Lake Pontchartrain from New Orleans as a sugar plantation until 1852. The plantation income helped support his lavish lifestyle. He named his large landholding Fontainebleau after the beautiful forest near Paris, a favorite recreation area of French kings. The 2,800-acre park is located on the shore of Lake Pontchartrain. The sandy beach is a delight for sunbathers. An old railroad track that runs through the park has been converted into the Tammany Trace as part of the Rails to Trails program. It is a wonderful route for cycling, hiking, and inline skating. Overnight guests can enjoy the rustic charms of the campground or the scenic setting of the lakefront cabins. The park's nature trail is a favorite of nature lovers. Interpretive signs along the trail will help you identify many of the common trees and shrubs. There are many birds and other animals, as over 400 different species live in and around Fontainebleau. Bordered on three sides by water, Lake Pontchartrain, Bayou Cane, and Bayou Castine, and characterized by a convergence of diverse ecosystems, it has a multitude of habitats for birds. Stories about the town's founding father of Mandeville, Bernard de Marigny Mandeville, are widely known. When he and his siblings inherited their father's vast estate, his holdings may have been worth around $7 million, or $200 million in today's value. He was just shy of 16 years old. Bernard had seen a life of indulgence and privilege like few other teenagers ever had. His mentors did their best to educate him and help him mature before he arrived at the legal age of maturity. As a 21-year-old in 1806 New Orleans, he began subdividing the family's plantation there into residential lots that would become the suburb known as Faubourg-Marigny, which is right next to the French Quarter. He began looking toward the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain as an area where he might purchase and again subdivide land. His goal was to create a resort town near the pine forests, the lakefront, and the freshwater bayous. Over a 3-day period in 1834, he sold 388 lots of his New Orleans property for a grand total of $80,000, which is equivalent to almost $3 million in today's currency. Marigny's financial future seemed bright. It was during this time period that the middle-aged father of 7 also bought the 4,800-acre cattle ranch held by the Bonnabel family, the de Rondes family, and others. Adjacent to the future town of Quarter de Mandeville, or Mandeville as we call it today, it was to be a park-like escape from the city, as well as a serious business investment. It was bounded on the west by Bayou Castine, on the east by Bayou Cane, and its southern limit was the coastline of Lake Pontchartrain, and to the north, an adjoining farm. Purchased in June 25, 1829, Bernard named the site Fontainebleau after the royal forest of the 16th century estate of the French King Francis I. The name comes from the French words Fontainebleau, apologize for my French accent, which translates into English as Fountain of Beautiful Water. As the drone flies back to its original launch point, we can see the facilities that support the sandy beach. There's a huge change room, incredibly huge, and then there's 2 long covered areas for picnics that are even for in the rain. It's a park that has, it's a public park that has a little bit of everything for everybody. It's a very short drive from New Orleans across the Pontchartrain Expressway to Fontainebleau Park. Having flown to the cabins offered by the park and back to the launch place here, you get an idea of just how huge this park really is. It's so expansive. It's one of the biggest ones I know of. Sandy beaches, a pier, fish on, uh, big change facility that you're looking at now. It's really incredible. Now here in a little bit, you're going to see two pictures of an old sugarcane mill. It's just the remnants of some of the chimneys and some of the building itself. And this is it right here. That's the chimney. This is when they were growing sugarcane and producing sugar as a product here on the estate.